Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome back to the North Carolina Dynasty, where we are at the midway point of the season. We are 5-1, 3-1 in conference. So far, it has been going solidly well, I guess. We lost against Clemson last episode, so that was not great. But this time around, we're gonna have a couple of easier games, I'd say. First up, we have a couple visits this next game. Fitu Tretola is the first one, 6'3", 234, a massively big running back with 94 speed, 90 acceleration, and all the important ratings for a power back already in the high 80s. And then we've also got a cornerback that Clemson has the lead on right now, but they did actually, in fact, lose last game. And so they didn't get this guy committed, and now he's coming to town. So if we win, maybe this is our chance. Delmez has 96 speed, 80 man coverage, 79 press. Those are the most important ratings. Now let's get into this first game. We're going to play Virginia. Top of the roster is, I'd say, all across the team. They've got an edge rusher, an O-lineman, a quarterback, a receiver, a linebacker, even more O-line help. I'd say the O-line is probably the strongest part of their team. They're quarterbacked by Anthony Calandria, former two-star quarterback out of St. Petersburg, Florida. He's a very good, accurate quarterback. He doesn't have the biggest arm ever, but it's still a very solid arm. And he has a lot of mobility as well. That 84 speed is definitely going to be a pain. And their top running back is Dante Hawthorne, also a former two-star out of Spotsylvania. Kid is a very good power back, has a solid stiff arm and trucking ratings. The carrying is at 89. That's pretty solid as well. Elusiveness not quite there, not a great route runner, and only 86 speed. So definitely more the third and one back, but that's their top guy. Top receiver is Cameron Courtney, wears number 85. Very good route runner. I'd say, dare I say, elite route runner. Has very good hands and enough speed to, well, actually, our secondary is pretty fast, honestly. Number 2 receiver is Jaden Gibson, wears number 18, 6 feet, 179. He's not as good a route runner, but his hands are pretty solid. That 92 catching definitely is going to come in handy for him. And he has 96 speed, so watch out for the Z receiver. And then the O-line for this Cavaliers team. We talked about that already. They look pretty solid. An 83 at left tackle, an 85 overall at left guard. They've got an 86 overall at center. And even the right side looks pretty solid as well. Except for the right guard spot. That 77 overall guy might not be the strongest, but overall I'd say this is a very solid line for this conference, and they should be able to withstand the pressure from our D-line. Top edge rusher for this team is Tyler Simmons, number 56. 85 block shedding, 83 strength, 76 power moves, 79 finesse moves. So overall, he's a good athlete. Definitely a good run stopper, but not very technically refined as a pass rusher. The other pass rusher on this team is Jewett Hayes. Kid's a finesse rusher with 82 finesse moves, 76 power moves. The run stopping is lagging a little bit behind there with the 70 block shed, so that's not great, but also great athlete on this one. The top linebacker on the team is Carmicah Glass, 6'4", 226 out of Monroe, Louisiana. He's a field general archetype, if I'm not mistaken. He's not the best run stopper, not the greatest in coverage, not the best athlete, so just an average linebacker, I'd say, for this conference. And then their top corner is Blair Henderson, 6'1", 202 out of Baltimore, Maryland, former 3-star recruit. 74 man, 72 press, 77 catching, and 77 zone with only 89 speed. So this is definitely, even though he's an 82 overall, this is not a corner that I would be confident in stopping a Buck Stoner. Top safety on this team is Caleb Hardy, 6'3", 186. 82 zone coverage is pretty good, 99 catching, definitely something to watch out for, 85 hit power. The man in the press is lagging a little bit behind, and the speed is only 87. So how are we facing this team? First of all, we are 2-0 against them in this series, and I am not planning on changing any of that. We want to win this one. We have 2 recruits, one of which we need definitely a win for if we want to win that battle with the cornerback, J.J. Delmas. But overall, we are definitely the favorites to win this game. This is a home game as well, so we're like a favorite squared, I guess. We have a solid O-line, but they do have a couple of good edge rushers, so that's something to watch out for. And their secondary is very weak. They have a couple of solid players there, but their athleticism is just not there for Virginia, so we should be able to connect them some deep shots in this game. And yeah, we start this game off with a 3rd and 7, and on the outside, this one's going to be incomplete. It's knocked away from, I think that was Buck Stoner. So that's a 3-and-out for the Tar Heels, and we're going to punt it away. Cavaliers on offense. Calandria is going to have a play-action shot. Dumps it off to his running back, Hawthorne, and he's got the first down. Gets exactly the 8 yards they need. Tackled right at the marker. 1st and 10, handed off to Hawthorne, and he's got an open running lane. Runs over Moses Riggins, the corner, and gets 8 yards on this one as well. 1st and 10, 2 tight ends to the right, handed off to Hawthorne, and running into Eric Daniels, and that's why he's the starter in base personnel. He's a great run stopper, and he shows it off right there. 2nd and 14, they get it away, and a wide open man has about 9 yards there on the crossing pattern. 3rd and 5 coming up for Calandria, and the pressure is coming in, and he is going down. He does throw it at the last second, but it falls incomplete, so that's going to be a punt. So Virginia also not getting any points, and now the mid-screen working out for the Tar Heels. He gets 9 yards on the play there. Buck Stoner with a nice grab. 2nd and 1, and Merdinger has a clean pocket for now. He gets it away, and wide open behind the defense. That's Marquise Brooks, and he is gone. Touchdown, 71 yards to the house. UNC up by 7, and this is exactly what I was talking about. This is not a great defensive backfield. And just look at the release, man. Just beating him right off the line. And Brooks is a big dude. Like, he's 6'4 or something. Maybe 6'3". And he just beats him straight off the line. Great play by by the UNC offense. And now Virginia is back on the field. And they get tight Rico Duff involved with a 1st down at the sideline there. Big grab for about, I think that was 22 yards or something. Now, Hawthorne is going to be the recipient of the handoff, and he gets 9 yards on the play. So that's his best run so far. 3rd and 2. Hawthorne's the back. They go with the pass on 3rd and 2, and they do get it. That's Jaden Gibson. And he gets 13 yards on the play. And Virginia is moving down the field pretty quickly right now. They get the pass off again this time as well, and that's another 8-yard completion. They get the chunk plays walking right down the field. UNC offense seems not able to do anything about it. Another chunk play there for about 13 yards. They complete a pass down inside the 5, and now Calandria in the end zone. That's a touchdown. Virginia ties up the game at 7, and that's Coleman, the, I think, number 3 receiver on this team. Virginia looking pretty sharp on that drive, even though they hadn't really been getting it going beforehand. But we're going to get back on offense now with UNC. And Merdinger is going to get sacked here. Everything was covered up. There was maybe a brief shot on that corner route on the left side, but that window closed pretty quickly. And now Calandria, after a punt, they get a great field position, and Calandria goes down on 3rd down. Eric Daniels in the backfield again. So he's taken away some snaps from Malik Hamrick, and deservedly so, I'd say. We start the 2nd quarter now as Merdinger tries to get somebody to jump. It's not working, but he gets it away, and over the middle. That should have been intercepted. 4th down. That's another punt, and Virginia gets the ball back. Still game tied at 7. And Calandria is going to get sacked again. That's Ashton Woods on the middle linebacker blitz. They get him in the backfield, and he is pretty good at those, man. So UNC getting off the field again, and now with the offense, they are going to motion out Brian Malik, and they are going to throw it. And this is a one-on-one down the field, broken up for Marquise Brooks. It was a little bit underthrown, so DB had a chance to make it. And now, after the punt, Virginia quarterback Calandria, he goes down again. It's Joel Starlings in the backfield this time. So far, this game has been a pretty defensive slugfest, I'd say. Tied at 7, UNC gets the ball back after that sack, and Merdinger has got another one-on-one shot down the field, and Stoner, you gotta haul it in, dude. Knocks him right in the hand, and he just lets it pass right through his hands, man. Oh, that is bad. And now 3rd and 10, Virginia doesn't get the first down either, so that's yet another 3 and out. It's just a defensive slugfest here. 1st and 10, and Costanzo gets 9 yards on the play, going to the run again, and so far it hasn't been really working. He had 5 rushes for 15 yards before this, but suddenly they get it going. Gets another 9-yard run on this one, and they almost move the chains. They do. A couple downs later, it's Brian Malik's turn, and he gets also 9 yards. And we're approaching the 2-minute warning now. So they're running clock to purposefully not give Virginia the ball back with time on their hands. And Costanzo gets another run. That's 7 yards. They get tackled there at the 11. 1st and 10, and the clock is running down. They're going to set up the slip screen, and Costanzo is going to get caught from behind, but they can't bring him down, and he falls ahead and still falls ahead, and he does get a first down there. Jesus. 1st and goal, now 2nd and goal from the 1, and the clock is down at 10 seconds, and Malik's just gonna run it in, touchdown UNC, and it's 14-7. And I hope 10 seconds is not enough for Virginia to do anything with it, and it is not. We're gonna go straight to halftime. Virginia needs to get back in this game, needs to connect on a few balls there. They have not been able to move the ball well. I think we have seen more punts in this game than we have seen the entire season for UNC, honestly, man. This was a horrific first half on offense, and we only get it together at the end of the half there. We had one deep shot earlier to give us the win, and yeah. Now 2nd and 6, Merdinger is going to get it away to Jordan Shipp, who breaks a tackle, and he tries to fall ahead. And he has a very nice completion across midfield, so this is already positive territory now. And we're going to hand it off to Costanzo, who can't run over the safety, apparently. Hasn't been able to do this in this game at all. 1st and 10 now for Merdinger, and they're going to hand it off to Malik, who's got a little bit of space on the outside, but he also can't break a tackle. 7-yard gain anyway. 2nd and 3, trips to the left. Isolated wide right was Marquise Brooks, and we get it away. This is Jake Johnson, 15-yard gain, and a first down. And half of the 3rd quarter has already been run down. Now they get somebody to jump as Costanzo is just going to run it outside. He runs over a safety. This is the stuff I was looking for, man. Just running over people. That's Kyle Costanzo, man. And now we're down to the 1. 3rd and goal. Gotta punch it in here. But that's a touchdown. That is a little bit too easy there for Kyle Costanzo. If you're at the 1... you've got to just hand it off to Costanzo, and he's going to bully his way in. 21-7, it's a 2-score game, and that's the most important part. Virginia is down by 2 scores, and they got to wake up here. They got to score something as Jaden Gibson breaks a tackle and gets the first down. 10 yards on the play, Jaden Patterson. He was the one that misses the tackle. 3rd and 5, Calandria has a 4-man pressure and wide open on the slant. That's caught, and a first down as well. So Calandria is moving the sticks right now. 1st and 10, play action shot for Calandria. He's got a lot of time on his hands, and he does get the first down. Actually, that's not a first down. That's 8 yards. 3rd and 4 now, a few downs later, and Calandria is getting sacked, and that's the drive over. Travis Shaw's in the backfield. Just took him a little while to get there, but this is another drive ruined by this D-line, and they actually have to punt it away. Now we're at the end of the 3rd quarter, and wide open behind the defense. Oh my God, he had at least 2 steps on his defender, and the Merdinger underthrow it again. Oh, that hurts a lot. That should have been the dagger. So 21-7, and Calandria still has a shot to get this team within a 1-score game here. They're going to motion out the running back Hawthorne, and 2 tight ends set, but they're going to throw it on the play, and that's going to be Jaden Gibson with an 8-yard gain over the middle there. 1st and 10, Calandria has Hawthorne in the backfield, but they're still going to throw it. And Calandria has a man wide open. That's Hawthorne. And he has got almost first down yardage. Probably going to be second in inches or something. A few downs later, it's 2nd and 4. And Calandria has a man on the outside there. And that's Jaden Gibson. And he breaks a tackle on Moses Riggins. So great game so far by Jaden Gibson. 3rd and 9. Calandria has another play action shot. And this one is going to be intercepted. It's Jaden Patterson, who has not had the greatest day so far. He's going to return it to the 31-yard line. But another Virginia drive ends with no points. Calandria just can't get him to the end zone. 2nd and 7, and they're going to hand it off to Costanzo, running over a dude. Didn't quite get the first down, I fear. And now Virginia is missing their top edge rusher. So this is going to make it even tougher. 2nd and 5, Calandria is the back. Costanzo is the back, and he's going to run it up the middle. And he is going to hope for another 100-yard game, I hope. About 4.5 minutes left in the game, and if you can score one more, I think the game's over. But on 3rd and 4, the quarterback gets taken down before being able to complete it. 4th and 4. And you gotta have this one. Merdinger throws it, and Stoner, what happened? Had it go right through his hand. The ball was right on the money. What are you doing, Buck Stoner? So that's a turnover on downs. And instead of getting some points for his team, Calandria throws another interception. And I think this is the first one in the career of Moses Riggins. He takes it away. You had one-on-one coverage, and if Calandria had put it as a rainbow out over the top, his receiver would have probably been gone here, Cameron Courtney. He was open, but he underthrows it, and the ball is taken away by Moses Riggins. And now there's 3 minutes on the clock, and you just got to run out the clock here. Brian Malik's the back right now as Costanzo is being taken off the field. And they tried to throw it there, got sacked, but at least time ran off. They had to take a timeout. Still no points for North Carolina on that possession either. And now Duff has got almost a first down. And Calandria has a shot here. They have to score and get an onside try. But breaking tackles left and right. What is happening, man? Injury timeout here by Travis Shaw. So that's going to save a timeout for Virginia. 1st and 10 for Calandria. And he is going down. Malik Hamrick just ran right around his tackle. Takes down the quarterback. 2nd and 16 for Calandria. This one's going to be tough. He does have his man over the middle there on the dump off. Hawthorne, he does get 11 yards on the play. This makes this 3rd down a lot more easier. 3rd and 5, and there's a minute on the clock. And Calandria has a man. It's Jaden Gibson, and he breaks yet another tackle on a corner. Gibson looking really sharp in this game, but hasn't helped his team that much so far. 3rd and 8 now for Calandria. And he has some time, and he is going to have it knocked away by Moses Riggins there. That was Jaden Gibson on the intended target there. 4th and 8. Game on the line for Calandria. One-on-one shot, and this one's going to be incomplete. Dorian Green knocks it away, and that should do it. 21-7, turnover on downs. And can just run out this clock, or Kenya. Wide open behind the defense. It's Buck Stoner for a 54-yard touchdown. And finally, Merdinger and Stoner connect on anything this game, man. Jeez, that took a while. Buck Stoner did not have a great game at all. But we had to put the dagger in there just because this defense of Virginia was so annoying. And we again win the rivalry game here against Virginia, and we're 6-1 on the season. That should make us the definite favorite to win the North Division there. Merdinger, for some reason, is called player of the game. I can explain that 38% completion percentage to you. Merdinger underthrows a lot of deep balls, and he has only 84 deep accuracy, which would explain that. I tried to connect a lot of deep balls today, and I didn't show all the attempts, but I mean, you saw a couple. Man, Buck Stoner had to go right through his hands on that one, and I think it was the 2nd quarter. Dude, man, it hits you right in the hands. Just catch it. And then on a couple others, I threw it up for Marquise Brooks, and it was just underthrown, so the corner was able to knock it away. And receivers rarely attack the ball in this game. If it's like a 50-50 ball, usually the corner has a better the better angle on the play, so that didn't work out at all. And yeah, we had a couple of drops as well in this game, over the middle especially. Yeah, but we did get the win in the end. We had a solid enough day, I guess, but this was not our best effort. I definitely know that one. And yeah, it was a really annoying game to play, honestly. I don't know, it didn't want to connect the deep ball, even though that secondary from Virginia is just so slow. This game should have honestly been won like 42-7 or something. But no matter, we win the game. We get a bunch of sacks. Hamrick only a half sack. I think this is the lowest amount of sacks he has had in any game since last season. Since the first game of last season. He he has not been showing up quite as much as last year, but still, great season so far for him as well. And we do get the running back, Fido Tretola. He's gonna come here. I recruited him from California. This was a pretty long battle, but it was not really a battle because nobody else actually fought for him, as was not the case for JJ Delmas, who I got the jump on maybe a little bit late. Maybe I should have put some more points into him a week earlier, but we still get him, so that's good news. Tretola, he is 6'3", 234. This is almost Derrick Henry size, with 94 speed, 90 acceleration, 89 strength. Just the athleticism on this dude is unreal. And then he has 87 carrying, 88 trucking, 89 break tackle, 88 stiff arm. Like, what on earth, man? I cannot wait to play with this dude. And we have JJ Delmas out of Virginia, 5'11", 176. And I think it's pretty ironic that we get him committed the exact week where we win the rivalry game against Virginia. And he is right there to witness it, the Virginia kid. And yeah, for this next game, this is also going to be a home game. We've got one more visit. It's going to be Marquise Lindsay. This is honestly not necessary. We would definitely win the battle. Nobody has put points into him. He's from Idaho. I guess nobody knows he exists. But 91 throw power, 86 short accuracy, 84 speed, 90 acceleration. Looks pretty solid to me, so I want him. Liberty Flames. This is the next team we're going to play. And they actually do not look too shabby for a two-star team. Maybe they're lacking a little bit of the star power, but this team doesn't look too bad. Ryan Berger is the quarterback. He's a senior, 6'4", 205, former two-star player with decent, pretty good medium and short accuracy. The deep accuracy is decent, I guess. 92 throw power and absolutely no speed whatsoever. This kid is not going to run away from us. But Ryan Berger is definitely a solid pocket passer. James Jointer is their top running back. Where's number 3? And Jointer is a good elusive back. The spin move is not quite there, but the juke moves should be pretty solid. And the break tackle rating is pretty good as well. 91 speed, that's solid. Almost no power to his game, but that's fine. Top receiver, number 87 is Jeremy Browning. 6'1", 200 pounds. He's maxed out. His route runnings are that of a deep threat, I guess. His hands are decent, but 88 speed on a deep threat, that's just not going to be enough. So already right off the bat, I think we can say that this is not the most dynamic offense you'll ever face. Mac Johnston is the other guy, wears number 22, which is pretty disgusting for a receiver, but here we are. Route runnings, okay. Hands, really bad. That's just not good enough, honestly, and only 88 speed on him too. We should be able to absolutely lock this offense down because they do not have any athleticism that we should be scared of. We're gonna play a lot of man coverage because I need to make them show that they can keep up. I think we should be able to win this game just on pressure. They should not be able to keep up in the scoring game. The O-line for this team, they do have an 80 overall at left tackle, an 81 overall at left guard. So the left side is pretty solid, but the rest of the team, they have a 70 overall center, a 79 overall right guard. I mean, that's decent. Just they should not be able to keep up with us because our D-line should be absolutely dominating them. And then to make matters worse, they're missing one of their best players on the team. TJ Bush is injured with a fractured shoulder blade. Out 7 more weeks. I think that's probably till almost or the entire end of the season, I think. Brenton Williams is the top linebacker on this team, and he's the best guy there. He's a decent run stopper with... Actually, that's pretty awful coverage. And 85 speed, that's decent, I guess. But this is their best guy. So, you know, like how everybody else looks. Marquise Bell is the top corner on this team. 78 man, 75 press, 83 catching. The zone coverage, I guess 78 is... Nah, that's actually not good. And 87 speed as a DB is just not enough. So, again, even though these two corners have a solid overall rating, this is not the athletes that should be able to keep up with our offense. We should be able to connect on a lot of deep balls in this game as well, and I am definitely going to try, especially against that 68 zone coverage on this guy, man. Joshua Wiggins, 89 speed. We have by far the better athletes, and we need to show it in this game. We have not played Liberty so far. That's fine. This is our first conference game against Liberty. They have obviously not been in our conference so far. It's just due to the realignment. But overall, matchup-wise on this team, we should be absolutely shutting their offense down just with our D-line alone. We have better corners than they have receivers. We have better athletes at the skill positions that they have. We have better linebackers than they have running backs. They should not be able to do anything on offense. And on defense, their D-line is missing their best pass rusher, and all their corners are slow. And right off the bat, we're going to do exactly what I was promising. 66-yard touchdown, Buck Stoner. That's what I'm talking about, man. This is exactly the deep ball that I was looking for, man. And Merdinger and Buck Stoner, they need to work on that. They do it right there. That's good. So we're going to go to the Liberty offense. 7-0 for UNC. Let's see what Liberty can do. Close bunch to the left. And they are actually going to throw it and get sacked. This is Travis Shaw in the backfield. 4th down at 18. And that's the first punt of the game forced right there. Liberty off the field pretty quickly. 3rd and 3, trips to the right. Motion for, I think that's Jordan Shipp. Buck Stoner was isolated left, and he is the recipient of this target. And that's going to be a first down, 9 yards on the play for the number 1 receiver. And that's already over 70 yards for him in this game. And we have not even had the half of the first quarter here. Kyle Costanza runs it up the middle for 8. This is what I want to see from this offense. Absolute dominance. 3rd and 4, and wide open on the outside, turning it upfield. That's Jordan Shipp at the sideline there. Nice catch and run. 2nd and 12 now for Michael Merdinger. 4-man pressure. Pocket looks clean for a little bit, but he does get it away on time. Jake Johnson with a nice conversion. 19 yards on the play for the tight end. The senior tight end. This is his last season. 1st and goal from the 6. Handed off, and Brian Malik is dropped for a loss of 4 as they had the perfect play call dialed up there. 3rd and goal from the 7, and you got to have this one. Merdinger over the middle, and that's going to be incomplete. Intended for Jordan Shipp. So that's a field goal. North Carolina adds 3, and it's a 2-score game already, and the quarterback goes down again. Oh, man. Ryan Berger is going to have a tough day at the office, man. This is Malik Hamrick and Bo Atkinson in the backfield, and they have to punt it back to us. So UNC now has great field position, and Merdinger has a tight end absolutely wide open who should have been able to run over that safety there. But he still gets the first down. 1st and 10 from the 28. This is field goal range already, man. Just with one big play. Merdinger gets it away to Stoner. Stoner jukes out the corner. What a dirty move. 8 yards to the outside there. And now 2nd and 2 coming up. Merdinger is... gonna have his pick, and this is gonna be a touchdown, 20 yards for Jordan Shipp, and he is into the end zone. Jordan Shipp had a big leap in training this offseason, and it shows on the field. Last year he was just like a cute number 4 receiver, I guess, but this year he has actually been able to be the number 2 receiver. It's the the complementary receiver to what Buck Stoner is. And now we're going to go back to the Liberty offense. They have an 8-yard run to start off their day on the ground on this drive. 2nd and 2, they're going to hand it off again, and wide open is the rushing lane. That's going to be a huge first down for Liberty. 3rd and 8 after 2 unsuccessful runs. Berger is going to throw it to the sideline and shoved out of bounds with a loss. Not a loss, but shy of the sticks. That's going to be a punt, and UNC gets the ball back on offense. Buck Stoner on the RPO has a 9-yard catch, and now it's 2nd and 1. Let's see what Michael Merdinger can do on the RPO. He throws the bubble, and that's Jordan Shipp, and he's got about 11 yards on the play. Another very solid catch and run from Jordan Shipp. 1st and 10, another bubble RPO, and Shipp has another nice gain of 7. They're going to almost move the chains there, and apparently I forgot to cut in how Merdinger got sacked, and we didn't get to finish that drive. So now Liberty is back on the offense, and they have a nice run to start off their drive. 2nd and 9, trips to the right. They're going to hand it off to their running back, and that's going to be a 13-yarder for James Jointer. 2nd and 10, and they are going to keep pounding the rock, and it's working for them. That's the number 2 back, and he's got another first down. It is working for Liberty, as we are going to have another run and another 8-yard gain. This UNC defense needs to show up on this drive if we want to keep him at bay here. 2-minute warning hit right here, and they're going to throw it there to the outside and completely whiffing on the coverage. That's going to be a touchdown for Liberty. They cut into the lead, and that's a 17-7 game, 10-point game here. But about 100 seconds on the clock for Michael Merdinger to work this out. They do get the first down on this one. Marquise Brooks with a nice catch over the middle. 2nd and 8 for Brian Malik as a running back, but he does not get the ball. This is a beautiful catch at the sideline for Marquise Brooks. They move the chains. This is close to midfield now. 1st and 10 for Merdinger. Throws it at the sideline, and what a catch made by Marquise Brooks. Unreal stuff there. 2nd and 10, and Malik is the one on the slip screen. And he has blockers in front. He runs around the first block, and he does get the first down at the 17-yard line, moving them into the red zone. 1st and 10 with 55 seconds on the clock, and Merdinger is going to throw it over the middle. That's caught by Costanzo, and he has 3 men wanting him to take him down, and that's still a touchdown. Costanzo with an unreal play. He took it away from the linebacker who was kind of lurking there and wanted to pick it off. Costanzo just runs right in front of him, takes it away, and drags 3 defenders into the end zone. Unbelievable stuff. 24-7, and Liberty is going to get sacked here. That's hopefully a drive ender. They do stop the clock there, and UNC gets the ball back with 15 seconds on the clock. And Merdinger has a man behind the defense, and this one's Brooks. It's a touchdown, and UNC adds even more damage before halftime. Oh my God. UNC with a 31-7 halftime lead. It's been a great day on offense. The defense, pretty solid so far, but that one whiff on the coverage there on the touchdown for Liberty, that was pretty awful. I think that was Jaden Patterson on the coverage there. But no matter, we're up by 24, and we hope we can keep it up. And of course, if you enjoy the video, I would appreciate if you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We're going to get to the second half, and this is a 20-yard gain for Liberty. Brandon Payne on the reception. 3rd and 7. And Ryan Berger is going to have this one knocked away from his man. That's the number 2 outside receiver. I forgot his name, but good coverage by Dorian Green. And now we're going to motion out Kyle Costanzo. Throw it on the slant. Buck Stoner has 9 yards. He holds on to the ball. And they're going to move the chains on this one as well. Michael Merdinger crosses 2,000 passing yards on that deep bomb that we just saw earlier. 2nd and 1 now for Michael Merdinger. And there's a good press release on the outside there by Buck Stoner. And he's wide open at the sideline. And that's going to be a touchdown as well. 74 yards to the house. UNC is just pouring it on them there right now. They have the better receivers, and it shows. Just the press release by Buck Stoner there, absolutely beautiful. 2nd and 12, and this one is going to be a catch, and he's going to run down the sideline. The tackle was missed by, I think that was Moses Riggins, and it's a touchdown for Liberty. So we allow a deep score to a receiving core that doesn't even have one 90-speed receiver. Jeez. Liberty gets some points, 38-14 now. But we're still in the 3rd quarter. Let's see what we can do. 2nd and 5, wide open on the slant. That's Marquise Brooks, 11 yards on the game, on the catch, man. And with that, Merdinger crosses 400 yards on the day. And also he crossed 6,000 career passing yards on that deep ball to Buck Stoner. 3rd and 8 now after 2 unsuccessful runs. We're going to throw it over the middle. It's been working. Buck Stoner wide open, catch. And he's inching closer to 200 yards on the day. Now we're going to run it. And this is actually Darren Pounds, who we have not seen so far. 17 yards on the run. That was a pretty good one. 1st and 10. Costanzo checks back in. And the pressure is coming in, which means one-on-one coverage down the field. They had a 0 blitz, and you can't press these receivers, man. Buck Stoner's in the end zone for another one. 45-14, and I think that should be the dagger. There is no coming back from this one, man. You can't 0 blitz these guys, man. That press release by Buck Stoner and Marquise Brook it's gonna kill you every time, man. 52-28 is the final score. We do get another touchdown at the end there. I think it was Brian Malik with the rushing score. But no matter. Michael Merdinger, 458 passing yards, along with 7 passing touchdowns. Ridiculous stuff here. I actually forgot to look up if he broke some records with that performance, but I'm pretty sure he probably did. We will take a look at the stats or at the records at the end of the season. I always do in every franchise or dynasty. But that was an unbelievable performance by Michael Merdinger. He was so on point with his accuracy in this game, man. I wish he had been on point with his accuracy in the Virginia game, because that's the rivalry game, and that's the game we were kind of struggling. But Buck Stoner, 3 touchdowns, 215 yards, man. Marquise Brooks had 115 yards and a touchdown on 6 catches. We only had 1 drop on the entire day. It was Jordan Shipp, 62 yards and 2 scores for him. Very reliable over the middle. We didn't even have to use Jake Johnson that much. Usually he's my go-to guy on 3rd downs and stuff, but this game was an absolute show of domination there. And yeah, didn't end well for Liberty, but this is how it goes if a 2.5-star team shows up here trying to play a number 2 ranked team in the country. Malik Hamrick, 2.5 sacks in this game. That's pretty solid. Travis Shaw got in the backfield. Bo Atkinson was there as well. So Hamrick on the money right now. He's still the front runner for the Heisman race right now, because he's just he had a massive day. I think he had 5 sacks in the 2nd game. Maybe it was the 1st game, but one of the out of conference games, he had 5 sacks, and that's just putting him right up there. Hamrick looking unreal. He's a senior. He's gonna graduate at the end of the year. Let's enjoy it as long as it lasts. And then next year we're gonna have a couple new edge rushers showing up. Buck Stoner with his performance, 215 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. That gets him ACC Offensive Player of the Week, and it also gets him a National Offensive Player of the Week. Crazy performance. He was not really able to connect with Merdinger before this week that well. We had a lot of missed deep balls, especially in the last game against Virginia, but also in the last episode. It's just they didn't really connect that well, but this game they got it going. And then we also get the recruit, Marquise Lindsay. No surprise, nobody else tried anything. I don't think Notre Dame ever spent 1 point on Marquise Lindsay. I just wanted the battle to be over as quickly as I can. And Lindsay is a scrambler quarterback, 6'5", 211. He almost reminds me of Cam Newton, honestly, because he's a scrambler, but he's not that fast. He's not a Lamar Jackson scrambler. He's more of a Cam Newton scrambler, a little slower, but 6'5", it's a massive size. Already excited to play with this dude, man. And yeah, let's move on to the third game on the schedule. This is probably the weakest team in the conference, Old Dominion. We should be able to beat them very handedly, and even more so than we did beat Liberty. We played exactly as I thought we were going to play against Liberty, but this should be an absolute blowout. Quarterback Colton Joseph, decent accuracy, a weak arm, honestly, not very fast, but he's a solid quarterback, I guess, for a one-star team. George Burnett is the running back, and Burnett is a decent elusive back, but he only has 74 juke move, which is a really weird thing for an elusive back to have. And he also doesn't have any power, and also doesn't have any speed, so I actually don't know how this guy wins. TJ Lott is the top receiver, wears number 12 on the team. 5'11", 165, so very slender frame. He's a solid medium and short route runner. His hands and the catching ratings are in the 70s. That's not great. That's never great. Even at the lowest level of competition here in D1, that's not great. But at least Lott has 94 speed, so at least he has that going for him. Number 14, that's the number 2 receiver on this team, Early Newsome. I don't know why Early is his first name, but maybe he's the first one to practice every day. Decent hands, decent route runner, 93 speed. I think that's actually pretty solid. The O-line for this Monarchs team, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna withstand our defensive tackles with a 52 overall left guard, man. This O-line looks pretty bad. Well, I mean, I guess they probably won't play that left guard there. They're probably gonna play 2 right guards, I guess. But that O-line looks pretty bad to me. And then their top option as a pass rusher, that's Ahmad Foster. 82 power moves, 88 strength, 72 block shedding, 76 finesse moves. So a pretty good athlete, a pretty strong athlete, I guess, with decent power moves and not really a run stopper. Top linebacker on this team is a 76 overall. That's their top linebacker. He's a pass coverage guy with 76 pass coverage, or 76 zone coverage, I guess. The run stopping ability is even worse. He has only 70 tackling as a linebacker. That would even be bad at safety. Corner would be pretty solid, but at safety, 70 tackling, that's like the bottom line, man. This dude's a linebacker. Top DB is Jerome Carter. Man, Jesus. This is just, the defense for this Old Dominion team, they look awful. We have not played them so far, but we need to absolutely dominate them. There is no way we are going to have a close game here. If we do have a close game here, something's wrong with this UNC team, man. We are dominant on every level of the field. They have no player to compete with us. Nobody on this entire team should make a difference in this game. I mean, it's one thing if you're like a bad team, but you have like a 99 speed receiver, and you can just make this guy do all the work. That's one thing, but Old Dominion doesn't have anybody on their team. The only thing that's very confusing is that they are going to be playing in our blue today, and we're going to have to play in white. 3rd and 11 for Joseph, and he is getting sacked very quickly, and that's Malik Hamrick in the backfield, and there the bad O-line already shows up. That sack was really quick. Malik Hamrick just beat the tackle right off the line. 4th down and 20, and they have to punt it away. And back deep, that's Hamilton, and he is going to try to return this one, and he has a little bit of a lane, and he's going to turn upfield at the sideline, man. One man to beat. If he had broken that tackle, he would have been gone. UNC with great field position to start the day. 1st and 10. Isolated receiver to the right is Brooks. And Ship has the bubble RPO. That's going to be a touchdown on the first play on offense. 41-yard score for Jordan Ship, and the game's already 7-0. This is exactly what we need to see from this UNC team. We are, by the way, now ranked #1 in the country. Even though Texas A&M didn't lose a game, they still got ranked below us this last week. And now, for some reason, they have an RPO going here that worked out pretty well. Colton Joseph with a nice with a nice completion there and a nice catch after run after the catch. And Joseph is going down again. That's the 3rd sack on the day. Bo Atkinson in the backfield. And 2nd and 21 coming up now for Joseph. And he has a man open, and that is bad news. Bad news baseball. That's a 33-yard connection for Cole Yarbrough. 1st and 10. And that's a play action shot, but nowhere to go for the quarterback. Joseph goes down again as Starlings is in the backfield. And now it's 2nd and 22. Let's see what Colton Joseph can do this time. He does have, again, another open man. It's a 9-yard connection, and they make the 3rd down a little bit more manageable, but it's still a very long 3rd down. Joseph has some clean pocket. UNC defense needs to show up, man. Where's the pass rush? Joseph finally goes down. Bo Atkinson in the backfield. But that took way too long. I cannot believe that the coverage actually held up that long. But that's what our coverage does. We have good athletes, and we can also get some coverage sacks when we need to. So that actually dropped him out of field goal range. And Kyle Costanzo is now on the ball here with an 8-yard gain. Moves the sticks on 2nd and 5. Now it's 3rd and 9 for Merdinger. And wide open on the angle route. That's Brian Malik, and he juked out the corner. Broke his ankles in the process and still got tackled. But that was pretty awesome to see, man. 3rd and 8 now, and that's field goal range. Michael Merdinger has the ball, but that's only a 6-yard completion. 4th and 2. They keep the offense on the field. 2 tight ends to the right. Hand it off. Costanzo is just going to get it done. Turns upfield into the end zone. Touchdown UNC. And just like that, it's a 2-score game. UNC dominating right off the get-go. That one drive by Old Dominion, that was a little bit scary, but in the end we got it done with 2 sacks, knocking them back out of field goal range. 2nd and 12 for Old Dominion, and just nowhere to go as Eric Daniels has a great run play there. That's why he's a starter in base personnel. 2nd and 10, Merdinger is gonna scramble outside the pocket and fires down the field. Wide open is Jordan Shipp, and he jumps over one guy. I do not know how he did that, but gets taken down with a massive gain inside the red zone already. 2nd and 13, and Merdinger has trips to the left, handed off to Malik. He cuts it upfield, and that's going to be a 9-yard gain, 3rd and inches. Coming up, Malik having a pretty solid day so far. Now they're going to run some clock and throw the bubble to Shipp, and we have seen that today. It's another touchdown. Jordan Shipp with another score on an RPO bubble. That's the stuff I want to see, man. UNC up by 3 score, 21-0, and we're not even halfway through the 2nd quarter. 1st and 10 for Joseph. Oh, that's actually a backup. That's not Joseph anymore. I think they lost their quarterback there, as they are going to have a completion for running back Cole Yarbrough. 3rd and 9, and they are going to not go anywhere. Why on earth would you run it on 3rd and 9, man? That was a horrible choice from the get-go, man. Great field position now for UNC after that punt, and they're just going to hand it off to Malik. 1st down again. That's 11 yards. Gotta keep moving. 2nd and 7. Merdinger trips to the left, and he's just going to hand it off to Malik again, who is going to try to juke up the safety. Didn't work, but still a very nice run to the outside. 1st down. Move the sticks again. 3rd and 5. They try to get somebody to jump, but that does not work. But instead, they're just going to throw it to Jordan Shipp, who's getting the 1st down anyway. And he's already at almost 100 yards in this game. We're not even done with the first half. 1.5 minutes left in the quarter. And we're just going to throw the slip screen to Kyle Costanzo. He gets 9. We can run even more clock. We're now at 50 seconds on the clock. Merdinger trips to the right. Stoner isolated left. That's going to be a touchdown. Buck Stoner into the end zone on the slant. And UNC is up by 28 before halftime. Let's see if we can keep this up. We always try to keep a shutout, but we're at halftime here. Let's see. Man, that was a massive disappointment for Old Dominion. This is their own home, man, and we have been absolutely dominating them. Jordan Shipp having a great day on through the air there. 5 targets, 5 catches, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns already. That's what I'm talking about, man. 1st and 10, and Merdinger is going to hand it off to Costanza, who breaks a tackle and falls ahead for a gain of 7. And now 2nd and 3, and UNC already starts running clock in this half. Merdinger against the grain, a crossbody. He throws it to Jordan Ship on the RPO bootleg, on the pass play action bootleg. I can't talk anymore, man. And now we're going to throw it on the outside to Buck Stoner. That's a 6-yard gain, but it's 4th and 5 now. And this is across midfield, so UNC feels confident going for it. And Merdinger has his man wide open. Buck Stoner with another catch. And that's a 15-yard gain. Moving the sticks again. 3rd and 5. Merdinger has a corner route. And that is Buck Stoner. A touchdown UNC. He falls into the end zone. He touches the pylon. And that's gonna probably do it. 35-0 after the 3rd quarter. And we're just gonna jump ahead to the end. I think Brian Malik got a garbage time touchdown, as we played a few backups at the end of the game. This is exactly the game that I wanted to see from this offense. We were absolutely dominant, and this is exactly what we needed. Now, this means we're 8-1, and we're definitely still leading the Northern Division, and not just by one game or anything. We're definitely out in front. One thing I want to talk about here was the 4th quarter, because we ran it a bunch in the 4th quarter. We did not throw a single pass in the 4th quarter, and Brian Malik and Robert O'Connor, they were just running all over this defense. Malik had 150 yards, and almost all of it was like in garbage time. He had a great day on the ground there in the 4th quarter. And then somebody else I wanted to talk about from this 4th quarter was actually a pass rusher, because after the 3rd quarter, all the starters got taken out, so I just put in a few players that I wanted to see do something, and one of them was actually Greg Barmore. He's an edge rusher that I recruited in our 1st season. He was redshirted last season, and now he's a redshirt freshman waiting for his turn. And if he has a good offseason dev, he's probably going to be the starter next year after Hamrick and Bo Atkinson graduate and go to the NFL. We're going to have a couple new edge rushers leading this team. And I think that Greg Barmore could be one of them. He had a very solid game. He had 2 sacks in the 4th quarter. Granted, it's not the best O-line we'll ever see, but very solid game from him in the 4th quarter there, man. And yeah, that's very encouraging to see. I'd say that we're not the greatest team right now. I know that if we're going to face a tougher team, like Clemson, for example, things are going to get tough for us because we are not the strongest team on the O-line. But right now, I feel very good about this team making it to the conference championship game. We are only one game in the lead on Duke. I forgot about Duke because I knew that Virginia, Wake Forest, Virginia Tech, they all have not had the greatest middle of the season. Some of them had a good start. Virginia Tech was unbeaten, I think, 4 games in or something. Or like two conference games in. I think they were 2-0 or 3-0 or something. But they have been losing a lot. And the next game we're going to play is actually Duke. So if we win that one, I think we're done. Because I don't think they can beat us anymore. So the next game is the most important one on the season. If we win that one, we're in the conference championship game, hopefully. And then we're going to, I don't know, face South Carolina or Clemson. Maybe Charlotte, but I kind of doubt it, honestly. There's also only one more game left in the southern half, and we're still because we're still gonna have to play NC State. That's a rivalry game. We have been playing them every year. It's gonna be tough again. It's tough every year, and I hope we can pull it off again this year. We did pull it off in season 1 by 2 points, 16-14. And then 17-13 in the second season. So I'm actually hoping for an 18-12 win this time around, but we're gonna see. And then we're also gonna still have to play Virginia Tech. So those are the 3 teams we're going to face next episode, and I think this is actually going to be the toughest stretch of games because all of those 3 teams, I think all of them are good enough to beat us. But very, very helpful for the conference championship game. I think we can make it. We should make it. And then hopefully we're going to have a rivalry game against Clemson there, or like a revenge game at least. And if we don't, I will take a Battle of the Carolinas gladly. That's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more North Carolina Dynasty. See you in the next episode. Until then, have a great day.